Okay, one of the great story arcs of cinema is the story of Jet Li. So Jet Li makes this movie called Fist of Legend when he's rather young, but it's like the top of his game, and he plays the avenging student of a real former kung fu master, Master Huo. And the Huo organization is one of the top organizations that really does introduce the idea of cross-training, like having people train in ways that were not normal to Chinese kung fu at the time. So Jet Li was telling a real story of a very real person. And that's what a lot of Jet Li's cinematic history is the glorification of the Chinese people through what he knew of through Kung Fu, making himself truly a champion of China, not just the 10-year-old all China champ that he was when he was like 8 through 10, but to truly be the people's champion, telling the story of the Chinese people his way, and being a tough guy. Jet Li, like, you know, when you find out like Jet Li's really normal and he's a really nice guy, but until then, I mean, he comes across as just like the hardest, you know, I mean, like, and this was back in the day with the John Woo movies coming out and all that. Okay. So one of his top movies was the movie Hero. And when it came out, when it was advertised in the bilingual Western translation kind of world, the movie Hero had an entire ad campaign. And the ad campaign was, who is the hero? Because the movie Hero gets into, was Huang Di a horrible, horrible emperor? Or did he understand China better than China understood itself? And it's hard. And he even expresses this. There's this long scene where he's like, my ministers consider me a butcher. You know, that Huang Di could trust no one. And one of his lines is, he goes, I think it was the word for sword. And he said, in this, he goes, what? He goes, he said there's like it was a large number of words for sword. And he goes, there should be one word for this. And one of the things he says to Jet Li, who is, I believe, nameless, the character was known as Nameless. And Nameless, he's like, what is he was saying to him? He was like, you know, my ministers consider me a butcher. And then he's like, but what are we supposed to do as a divided land? Like, what, you know, all I'm trying to do is to bring end to the wars between the warring states. So who's the hero? And by the end of it, Nameless is convinced he should not kill Huang Di. He's convinced by the end of it. And it's like the part of Dune where the God Emperor takes you into the desert because he knows you are the assassin. And he takes the person who's going to assassinate him on a walk and explains, this is why I have to be a villain. What else can I do? The world is full of people even worse than me. If I'm the worst villain, I can eliminate all of the villains. And the assassin must decide, will I kill him or is he right? Beautiful. It's a beautiful decision to make. Do I kill the devil, the king of demons, or will there be another one to take his place? And see, like a thing like that, that's the story of a people. That's the horrible decision that that a people is confronted with. If we were to kill Huang Di so the Chinese people would never exist, would that have been moral though? And that's what Jet Li took on, becoming then a cinematic champion, telling the story of China in a way that could never be told, that was completely hypothetical, and but was absolutely necessary for history to take on, for people to take this on. Who are we? Who was our progenitor? Who was this person who made us who we are? And so when I think about then stories where you have other villains, such as Baron Harkonnen. And Baron Harkonnen is one of the quintessential bad guys. He is fundamentally the evil eunuch. And I was discussing with somebody the characters that have popped up in cinema recently that are supposed to be representation-based characters. That over and over and over again, these characters that are supposed to be heroes representing the pride community, the genital Americans, and that these heroes, within very few episodes and very little time, are expressly villains. This one person was saying, there we go. Yes, Eric had arrived. Thank you very much. So, thank you very much. Actually, this is going to be a big deal. Actually, so the quintessential one of the character types that comes out of a lot of cinema and a lot of stories from all over the world, almost every developed peoples I've that had cities and empires, has the story of the eunuch, the evil eunuch. And so you see this a lot in Japanese anime, these characters that are obviously quasi-homosexual, or they come across that way, or extremely effeminate, and that they're these horribly depraved villains. And that we're seeing this more and more, that it basically, no gay people can seem to write a legitimately heroic character who's gay. Motoko Kusanagi, written by Masamune Shiro, who appears, from everything I've seen, to be as straight as straight can be, judging from a lot of his work, that he actually writes this character of ambiguous sexual proclivities and interests, but that it's because Motoko Kusanagi really isn't bound by the idea of physical form, and that she really even sort of seems to look down on most other people in a way, because they don't really get that with a cyber brain, you are unbound. You have every possibility. And especially with somebody like her, where the idea is her character had no body. So her character never knew the confines. She's never really sure if she's even a female or not, really. Yeah, she even expresses that she can never really know. There's what she thinks she can know, but are her memories real? And so, there's great writing that fundamentally could be, but really what I keep seeing is that fundamentally the woke SJW, mega super, everything should be gay kind of crowd basically are the laziest possible writers. They're the laziest people in the history of all writing and all cinema, where they just take a character and race swap them, or make a character, Superman's gay now. Didn't you know? He's so gay. And it's lame. Gay Spider-Man. It's all lame. These characters just very quickly, because they're focusing entirely on themselves and their in their genitals, and so they can't really be heroic. They that's a key part of one of the things about heroism is the selflessness. And yeah, so anyway, I've just been finding it very interesting that it seems as if there's a huge portion of gay people who can't see themselves as anything other than these sort of outsider villains to society. That, like, they can't imagine themselves actually being participants, healthy participants in society that can then be heroic to their people. So therefore, they're not kind of really a part of any group of people that they're supposed to be from, necessarily. They're always outsiders. I think this is something that kind of plagues Jewish people to some degree, but they're a bit better because they have fit in to societies before. So they're these middlemen in societies, or a middlemen minority, as Thomas Sowell likes to say. But yeah, I'm gonna have to think this one through a bit more, because and I wouldn't mind if you guys left some comments, like, so that to spur some thought, because I mean, I'm really like rolling this around in my mind, like, is there a character who's supposed to be a homosexual who's not kind of a villain, or so poorly written that you're like, no, they're just sort of aberrant, this kind of weird aberrant character who's supposed to be, I guess, a comic book hero. Then the next is Monkey at a Banana Raffle. With that we got to see the banana raffle, and respect. Don't show Will Smith. He needed you. You don't disrespect no man's wife. Oh my God! Monkeys at a banana raffle. Now, of course, anybody who is trying to place it, it's Max Stone, extreme billionaire. You couldn't lead monkeys to a banana raffle. That's what it was. And I just was sitting there just like, monkey banana raffle. That's what this is. This is a whole, and the more I listened to Kevin Samuels tonight talk to people who are trying to defend it, the more I'm just kind of like, monkeys at a banana raffle. It's that more and more America's becoming these, like, a bunch of retarded monkeys at a banana raffle. And ain't nobody's getting the banana. The bananas are being thrown around. People are getting hit with bananas. There's, banana in your eye, banana bouncing off your head, people stomping, monkeys stomping on bananas. There's random other animals are running off with bananas. But, it's a raffle. No leadership. And that's one of the things. This is, black people are doomed. Black Americans are doomed. Monkeys at a banana raffle. I mean, like, the minute, how is it that, no black people are talking about how, well, the data now shows this and that about the deadly illness that so few of us got vaccinated for. There should be a whole bunch of black people, a whole bunch of real smart black people talking about, ha ha ha, look at us. Ha ha ha. I ain't wearing no mask, ha ha ha. Ain't getting no shot, ha ha ha. Look at y'all. Look at all y'all got your shots, you got your mask. Look, how's that working for you now? How is that working for you now? Monkey banana raffle. Max Stone, extreme billionaire. The leader of men came here to lead. You need fancy catchphrases like monkey banana raffle. Oh my God. You can see exactly the era of time I stopped watching television with the references, these antiquated references to fucking bitch pudding and monkey banana raffle. So I just wanted to say that oh no, Ashtarothi. Ashtarothi says he's triggered. Something has triggered Ashtarothi. No, don't be triggered, Ashtarothi. Everything will be okay. If you're into EVE Online, I highly recommend Ashtarothi's channel. I know there's probably a bunch of you who you got your own issues with Ashtarothi. Everybody's got issues with your social media. I know somebody out there has got an issue, but so far he's been pretty darn cool to me. And one of my characters got into one of his companies, and just I wasn't ready for the how fast faction warfare goes. Like, they're fast. Those guys are fast at Aderon. It's boom, boom, boom. Next, and when it's on, it's on. Like, they are playing. Like, there's no breaks, and it's hard if you don't understand how faction warfare works. It's a bit difficult to keep up with, like, what's going on. Oh my God. No, Jericho Green, U.S. Army lowers fitness standards, allows cadets to have kids while at West Point. It is over. There is no way Ukraine and NATO win this. It's not happening. It's not going to fucking happen. Looking at the way that right now, every single terrible thing I see that stories about the military, everything tells me, no, we've got complete fucking morons running the show right now. Just complete and total dumb shits running the show. And I mean, not even dumb shit. People who, whatever is going on with them, they're just trying to ruin it all. Ukraine is just being used. They're just being used. It's just everybody playing Durog. And Ukraine is going to end up being Durog. The Ukraine is going to end up being the Durog by the end of it. They're going to be the person with fucking all sorts of footprints all over their fucking tracksuit, smelling like fucking Semechki and fucking and pain and weeping. Like, this is going to just be awful. Every single thing. It gives you wings. Dragon fruit flavor. So, yeah, there's just nothing. Black people need a retro movement. That's the only thing. That's it. I mean, black people are it's over. I mean, it's over. Hearing the defenses I'm hearing of Will Smith and the way that people are talking, and then somebody's like, oh, it's because Will Smith's so important to black America. And it's just this moment where I'm like, Will Smith is a white act. What are you all not getting? There's nothing black about Will Smith's act. Will Smith was the quintessential crossover act. Like, his whole life, he's been a crossover actor. This isn't a motherfucker who he didn't make Superfly. Nigga didn't make a Shaft. I mean, I know there's, like, some movie he did that's so, he's black on both sides. He's blacker than obsidian and mahogany. His obsidian is so black. Space is like, damn, that's black, Will Smith. And it's like, Chris Rock, like, ain't no sex in the champagne room. That's black as fuck. Like, that doesn't even make sense if translated to other... If people were to hear, wait, nandayo? No sex in the champagne room. They would be, what? Room? Champagne? It's like... I'm sure there's a whole bunch of Latinos
A bunch of Mexicans who would be like, "Oh yeah, there ain't no sex in the champagne room." Hey, it's no, sir, no sex is allowed in here. There's champagne. Yeah, man. There's champagne. Ay, güey, there's champagne. In uno botella, güey. No sexy. Ay, no sexy. But what? Fucking Chris Rock was black as fuck. Like, everything he did. Like, comedians are black as hell. Black comedians are black as fuck. Because they've gotta be. And I just think about Showtime at the if this is acceptable, imagine what Showtime at the Apollo would have been like. Niggas would have been dying. Motherfuckers, it would have been like Jamaican dance hall circa 1990. Niggas just getting murked with a carbine. Murked with the 9 in my carbine. With my 9mm, you know, and then 9mm go blam, you know, and it's like you wouldn't even have black comedians. Black people just be killing each other all over the place. Oh, you disrespecting me. I was in the audience and he said this shit about me, and it was like that. Remember what's his face? Bernie, Bernie, what's his face? You know, I ain't scared of y'all. I ain't scared of y'all, motherfuckers. That was his line. Motherfuckers, I ain't scared of y'all. That was brilliant. When he did that, that was brilliant. And it was just, and everybody lost it. And it was this way that he would, yeah. God, I saw so many Showtime at the Apollos. Sandman Sims. Are there black people who know who Sandman Sims even was? You know? Fucking what's her face in the cheetah dress? Kiki Williams, I believe. I think that her name was Kiki Williams. Where's Kiki Williams now? I bet she's still alive. I bet like her and Kevin Samuels know each other. You know, like he met her at some point. Like, and she's like, Kevin, you so crazy. Why do you say that to that woman? You know, like text him and stuff. Like, Kevin, you can't be talking to people like that. How you doing? I saw your white suit. Very nice. You know. Kiki, because Kevin would have been that age. That Kiki Williams, I mean, you know, she would have had like probably about 5 years on him, something like that. But I mean, you know, Kiki Williams, you know what I'm saying? All right, okay, I gotta stop. I'm getting, I better stop now. All right, peace.